Hello. Let's look at the same procedure again. Anything in particular that stands out? No, we'll just do the normal procedure. Here is a 1, middle, bottom, top. I'm going to go fairly fast. There's a 1 and a 1 there. Oh, we can't have a 1 because of this 1 down in here. So therefore this becomes the 1. Okay. 2s, only 1 2. 3, no 3s. 4s, only 1 4. 5, 1 5. 6s, 1 6. 7s, we have 2 7s, bottom, top. They have to go in here, but let's put them in right there so far. Fine. 8s, no more 8s, no 9s. We'll go on to these 3 blocks. 1s, well, we only have 1 1. 2s, we only have 1 2. 3, 1 3. 4, 2 4s. We have a middle and a top. This one has to be a 4. 5s, only 1 5. 6, only 1 6. 7s, only 1 7. But here's something I need to show you. That line means you can't have a 7 down there, and you can't have a 7 here because of that 7. So you put 2 little 7s in here. Now, let's go to 8s. There's only 1 8. 9, there's only 1 9. Let's go on to the bottom set of horizontal blocks. 1s, we have a 1 bottom, top. There has to be a 1 in here somewhere. We can't put it here because this one here cancels it out, so it has to be there. 2s, only 1 2. 3, only 1 3. 4, only 1 4. 5, no 5s. 6s, only 1 6. 7, only 1 7. 8, only 1 8. 9s, only 1 9. Wow, this is a bit more difficult, isn't it? Now we'll do the vertical blocks. 1s, where all the 1s are there. Fantastic. 2, well, we don't have any 2s. 3s, we have 1 3. 3, 1 3. Okay. 4s, oh, we have 2 4s. 4 here, a 4 there, and therefore the 4 has to be over on here somewhere. It can be either there or there. 5s, we have 2 5s, left, right, center. That was an easy one. Let's look at the ramification of that. Let's have a look up in here. 5s, too many empty cells for 5s, so we'll leave it at that. 6s, there's a 6. This is interesting. A 6. Well, we could have a 6, 6, and 6. Too much information. Let's leave it. Okay. 7s. There's a 7 here. It could be there or there. But it can't be there. It can't be here. This 7 gets cancelled. You see, there's a 7 down there. I didn't cancel that before. Good, I think we caught that one. So the 7 can't be there because of that one. So the only place in this block a 7 can go is there. Therefore, this is a 7 up here. So this becomes a 7, and that cancels out this 7, and we have 2 4s. Well, that was helpful. 8s, there's no 8s. 9s, there's 2 9s. Middle, right, this block doesn't have a 9, it has to go there. So we've made some progress now, thank goodness. Okay, let's go now to this set of blocks. We're looking at 1s. Well, that's an easy one. It's left, right, this goes into the center. And what does that do? What's the ramification of that? This 1 means, and that 1 means that this one becomes a 1. So we've got all the 1s. 2s, there's no 2s. 3s, there's only 1 3. 4, there's only 1 4. 5, there's only 1 5. 6s, there's 2 6s. Left, center, has to be in here, this one or this one. No other 6s through here, that's it. 7s, only 1 7. Well, I can tell you something here, but when we put that 7 in, and we miss this out, it's very easy to miss ramifications. This becomes a 7. Middle, bottom, top. Does it become a 7? I don't know about that. I'm going to change my mind on that one. This could be a 7 7. That's more like it. Okay, 8s, no 8s. 9s, no 9s. Now we'll go to these vertical columns. 1s are all done. left, right, center. 2. Well, 2s are all done. No 3s. 4s, well, we have 2 4s, and because of this 4 here, it could go there or there, but there's a 4 over here, so this becomes a 4. Now, what is the ramification of this 4? This is interesting. I've just noticed something neat. This 4 and this 4 means that a 4 has to be in here. If the 4 has to be in here, it can't be in this cell, so it has to be there. Now let's look at the ramification of that 4. We have a 4 on the right, 4 in the middle. It has to be a 4 up in here or here, but we can't have it there because of that 4, so we have now another 4. What's the ramification of that 4? We have a top, a middle, this bottom, this has to be a bottom, so this has to be the 4, which means we cancel out this 4. Well, boy, was that a pretty strong example of looking for top, middle, bottom, left, center, right, the ramifications. Very good example. Okay, let's put to 5. There's no 5s in here. 6s, we did that. We're on to 4s in here, aren't we? Let's do 5s. There's no 5s. 6s, there's no 6s. There are 2 7s though. There's a 7 on the right, 7 in the center, where the 7 can go here or here. 8s, there's 1 8. There's 2 8s. An 8 can go here, here, or up in here. It could be either there or there. That's the only 2 places it can go. 9s, there's no 9s here at all. Now we do the vertical and the cross system, which I showed you in a previous lesson, to see if we've missed out on anything. We may have, I don't know. It's easy to miss out on something. So let's take the 1s. Well, all the 1s are here. 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1. That's great. 2s. We have a 2 here, 2 here, 2 here. When you have 3 2s in this section, but no 2s at all over here, you can't do any vertical and horizontal technique to check. 3s. Let's look here. We can go down here. We have a 3 here, and that's all we've got right there. A 3, 3, 3. Oh, I've got something to show you because of that line of numbers. See this 3 here? It can't go there. It has to go up there. Why can't it go there? It has to go there. Well, first of all, this is in that column. Secondly, this is filled up. There's no room for it. So we have to have a 3 over here. So it has to be there or there. If that's the case, we have a 3 here. We know that this column is going to have a 3 here. And we have a 3 here. That means this has to be a 3. See the advantage of doing the vertical and the horizontal checking? We got a new number because of that. Oh, let's move on now. 4s. 4s. We've got all the 4s, I think. Yes, we have all the 4s. 5s. Here's an interesting situation. We have 5s in this section, but no 5s in this section. So when they're all in a line like down in the column, in the blocks down like this, there's nothing to cross with, so we have to go on. 6s. Let's see what the 6s can give us. Well, here's an interesting thing that we didn't pick up before. If you cross this 6 across here, and then you take this 6 down here, you're left with a 6 here and a 6 there. And that's important to know. Okay? Any other 6s? Let's have a look. We've got a 6, 6, 6, 6. That's right. 6, 6. That proves those 2 are right. That's good. This system really helps you know that you're on the right track. Any other 6s that we should be aware of? Let me think now. There's no 6s over here, so we can't cross there. It has to be over in this area here. And we know for a fact that there's going to be a 6 here or a 6 here because it can go into 2 cells. But there's a problem. See this? We've got a 6 here, 6 here. With the rule of exclusion probably means that that can't be a 6 and that will be a 6. Let's find out. We'll find out as we go. Now let's go on to 7s. 7s. We got 7s here. We've got 7s here but not here. That's correct. We've done that right. Here we've done this right. You can't have 7s in there. 7s. We're doing the checking on each number. It really pays off. 8s. Here's an 8. Here's an 8. So we can't have an 8 here. We could have an 8 there. There's too much information. Are there any 8s up and down here? No, don't see anything. So we're a bit limited on our 8s because they're just over here and that's all. Now let's move on to 9s. 9s. We have a 9 here, a 9 here, and a 9 here. Are there any 9s in here? Are there any 9s in there? We can't do any cross-checking. So that's interesting. So now we come to solving 3 cells. There may be something with only 2 cells left. But we'll look for 2 cells first that are empty. Then we look for 3 cells that are empty. Are there any places there's only 2 cells left? Well, I don't see many places with only 2 cells left. I'm looking carefully. No, I haven't seen anywhere where there's 2 cells left yet. So we've got 3 cells left in this block. Let's try that one. What are the 3 cells? And this is, I'm going to do this little thing, watch. That tells me I'm just looking at this block. What are we looking at? We're missing a 1, we're missing a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is going to be in here, 7, and an 8. We're missing a 2 and an 8. So, and a 6, 2, 6 and 8 rather. 2, 6 and 8. Does that help us? Well, here we have a 6. So that means that this is a 2, 8. And I've just noticed that this column has, in fact, only 2 cells left, and it is a 2, 8 matching pair. And that's going to be very helpful down the road. So that, therefore, in here we're going to have an 8. We could have an 8, but we don't know. This is a 2 over here, so that cancels this 8. Oh man, that's interesting. So this 2 is cancelled. So this doesn't cancel there. It makes it an 8, and it makes this a 2. So that was good progress. So now we're left with what's left in here. There's only a 2, 6 left. Well, that's interesting. If I put the 2, 6 matching pair in, I will notice across here we also have a 2. That means that can't be a 2. That has to be a 6. And this becomes the 2. Now that we have got 6 in here, let's see for the ramifications of all that. 2, 2. 2 can be here or here. Okay, let's put that in. I'll just run this. 2 here or here. What about the 6? 6 can be there, center, left, or on the right. But it can't be there. It has to be there. So that becomes a 6, and that becomes a 2. Now let's check things out. Right, left, left, center, right. So center, left, right. 2, center, left, right. So we've solved pretty well 3 blocks. Oh, we've got 2 missing in here. What are the 2 numbers? It's a 3 and an 8. That's the only numbers that are left in this block. 3 and an 8. Underline them. That's going to help us down the road. Now we've only got 1 number left in this block. What number would that be? I think it's an 8. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's an 8. So this becomes an 8. And we could have checked that out, noticing that there was only 1 left in this column. Well, things are looking up now. We could probably find another row or column that's only got 2. And there's 1 here, right at the bottom. No, there's 3 there. Let's try that one. Well, this row here has only got 2 left. Let's look at the numbers. What's left? 1, 2, we're missing a 3. Well, we can't have a 3 there. Look at that. So the 3 will have to go over there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're missing a 5, so we can put that one in there, and that completes that row. And the 3 is correct, top, bottom, middle. So we're making some progress here. Is there any other place where there's only 2 left? Well, or 3. Well, in this case, we have 3 left. And in this case, we have 3 left. We can try any of those. And then I'm going to show you how to go outside the puzzle. Now, you can use your brain and remember them if you wish, but you can take your pick. Okay? We're going to do 3 outside the puzzle. Let's just, for argument's sake, we'll take these 3 here. What are the numbers in those 3 here? We'll put them over here on the right, just so that you can see them easily. What are we missing? We're missing a 1, 2, 3, 4. We're missing a 5. We're missing a 6 and a 7. Is that right? A 6 and a 7 in that. We're missing a 6. No, we'll start again. Think. This is a very important technique, and I've got to get it right for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're missing a 6, 7, and a 9. Okay, well, let's put them out here. 6, 7, 9. Just to keep us memory. 6, 7, 9. Well, here's a 6, so that can't be a 6, so it has to be a 7, 9. Okay, I think there's going to be, well, I better not underline it yet. We don't know for sure. 7, 9. What about here? We've got, could be a 6, could be a 7. This could be a 6, 7, 9. This could be a 6, 7, 9. And here, there's no 6 or 7 in here. So that could be a 6, 7, or 9. Wow. Now that is called going outside the puzzle. And you can have up to 3. And as we go further on in the advanced level, you get lots of those. Now let's push on. Is there anything else that has only got 3? Let's look at this one, for example. This has got 1, 2, 3. We'll put the numbers up in here. We're missing a 1. We've got a 1. We're missing a 2. We've got a 3. We've got a 4. We've got a 5. We've got a 6. We've got a 7. We're missing a 2, 8, and a 9. 2, 8, 9. Let's see what this does for us. We'll come down and see what happens. We look across. This is 2 here. So this has to be an 8, 9. Okay, now why do I underline it? Because we know for a fact that only an 8 or a 9 can go there. And that's a big step forward now. We're underlining those when you know that only those 2 numbers can go there. And when you start doing outside the puzzle, that's what happens. What about in this one here? We're also missing 2, 8, 9. Here's a 2 here and a 9. Look, we have a 2 and a 9. So that means 2 and a 9. So that means this becomes an 8. We can cross those out, see? Where it becomes an 8. If that becomes an 8, this becomes a 9. See the power of going outside the puzzle? It really helps. Now, what are the ramifications of all this? Well, we could have here's a 9. Here's a 9. A 9 can be over here or here. But I have just noticed that because of this 8, that cancels out this 8. Therefore, if that cancels out that 8, this has to become the 8, and this has to become a 9. Now, what is the ramification of that? Wow, we've got our 9s, we've got 8s. Well, this 8 means that this can't be an 8. It has to be a 3. And if that's a 3, then this has to be the 8. Now look at the number of numbers that we got because we simply put outside the puzzle here 2, 9, 8 or 2, 8, 9. Now guess what? In this column we've only got 1 left. And it will be a 2 because we had a 2, 8, 9. This has to be the 2. And boy, did that help us a lot. Because what it's done, it's given us quite a few lines, rows and columns with just 2 left. For example, here, we've only got 2 numbers left. And they are what? We need a 5 and, let me see. In this row, we need a 2 and a 5. I think, yes, a 2 and a 5. And they are matching pair. Have a look down. There's no 5s down here, no 4 2s down here. We leave it. It'll come to us later. Now that's interesting because this will give us also a matching pair. How can you work out another matching pair? There's only 2 cells left. They are spoken for. So if we go through that, well, let's look and see what we can come up with. 1, 2, 3. Was a 3 in there? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's a 3, 6, 3, 6. That's interesting. Okay, here's another. If that's a 3, 6, 3, 6, guess what? this is going to be a 3, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here's a 3, 6. Oh boy, we're getting all these matching pairs, and it really pays off. Now let's go on and look at another puzzle, another line. Here's a row that's got 2 missing. I wonder what they are. Let's check. This is a 1, 2, 3. We're missing a 3 in here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're 3, 8. We're missing a 3, 8. That's what we're missing. We can't missing a 3, 8. There's an 8 here. 3, 9, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's a 3, 9 we're missing. Okay, 3, 9, 3, 9. Well, that's going to help us. Now let's push on. We have some empty cells somewhere, I'm sure. Or I'm going to show you something now. This is where you can go not only to 3 cells, but you can also go to 4 cells that are empty. And you can try that. Okay, and when you get on to the advanced level, you do lots more of them. Here is a 1, 2. What are we missing in this block here? I'll do that to give you a clue that it's this block only. We're missing a 1, 2. We're missing a 3. We're missing a 5. We're missing a 6. And we're missing a 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're missing a 3, 5, 6, and 9. I wonder if that's going to help us or not. Let's look at these 2 cells here in this block. We have a 6 and a 9 here. Therefore, this has to be a 3 and a 5. I'm only talking about this block now. I'm looking at these 2 cells based on what's available in these 2 cells. So here's a 6 and here's a 9. This becomes a 3, 5 and a 3, 5. And their matching pair. That'll tell us what this is too. What is missing now? We can go through the whole row and go 1, 2. There's no other 2, so there has to be a 2, 7, 2, 7 matching pair. So that really filled us with a lot of valuable numbers just doing that. Now what is missing in here? We're missing a 3, 5, 6, and 9. Oh, we're missing so much there. Boy, oh boy. I'll just leave that out. There's too many numbers to go in there. It gets very messy. What about here? Look, here we have a 3, 5. There's a 9 there. So this is a 3, 5, 6. 3, 5, 6. Now, remember what I taught you in a couple of the previous lesson? If you have a 3, 5, 3, 5, that cancels out this 3, 5. And therefore, this becomes a 6. Now that should help us. Yeah, and that works out right because here we have 6, bottom, middle, bottom, top. Very good. What about something else now? Okay, we're missing this here is 6, 7, 9. That shouldn't have been a 6, 7, 9. That was just simply a 7, 9. I'm glad we picked that up. And we have a matching pair. Now guess what? Here we go again. When you have a matching pair, that cancels out any other 7 and 9. In 7, 9, so it cancels out a 7, 9 here, so this becomes a 6. And we know that for sure based on top, middle, bottom. We found that little problem out too. Now what's the ramification of that? There's a left, right, this has to become the center, which cancels out that 6, that becomes a 3. Watch this. That becomes a 6, cancels out that one. Whoops, sorry. That becomes a 6. And this becomes a 3. And look at all those numbers we got, just because we knew how to eliminate the extra numbers down in here. So now we have 6, 6, 6. We have 3, 3, 3. We can work out very easily by this way or in this block what is missing. I think if we go 1, 2, 3, 4, it's a 5. And double check to see if there's a 5. If there's another 5 along here, you know you've made a mistake. Boy, it's starting to come together, isn't it? Now on this column we only have 2 left. What numbers are left in that column? Well, I'm going to suggest we put up here, we put a, we can put it down here, but I'll put them up here. We're missing a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, a 7, and a 9. 7 and a 9. This is 7 and a 9 are missing there. If it's only a 7 and 9, that's a 7 and 9 here. This is really interesting. Watch this. Matching pair, but there's a 7 there. So that changes. This becomes a 9. This becomes a 7. So now we have a 3 here. That cancels out that 3. So this becomes a 5. This becomes a 5. And that becomes a 3. Checking ourselves, 3, 3, 3. Now we only have 2 left in this block, and the numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5 and 9. If it's 5 and 9, look at this. We know for a fact that in this row the 9 is missing, so there's a double check. That missing 9 is missing. Therefore this becomes your 5. What are the ramifications of all those? Well, here's the 5, there's the 5, there's the 5. That's correct. There's only 1 left in this row here, and it's a 1, 2, it's a 3, 4, 5. It's an 8. Ooh, that's an 8. Okay. Let me see. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Looking around, if we look around, we'll notice that there's an 8 there, and there's an 8 there. The 8 has to be over here. It can't be there because of that 8, and it can't be there because of that 8. This becomes an 8. Well, we're getting somewhere now. Now, I'm sure there's some more things we could pick up if we just keep on going. Let me see now, the 9s. 7, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, yeah. 7, 7, 7, yeah, that's all correct. We're missing a 2. This is interesting. Look at this. 5. If I look at this here, we're missing a 2, 3, 7, 9. We're missing 4, 2, 3, 7, 9. Well, here is a 3, 7, 9, so, and a 5, sorry, we're 2, 3, 5, 7, 9. That's a lot of things missing. 1, 2, 3, 4. What else? I've repeated somewhere. 2, 2, 3. There's only 1 3 in there. There's a 3. No, okay, there it is there. I see. I missed that. Did you see that too? Maybe you saw it too. That's great. That has to become a 9 because it was a 3, 9. And that changes this down in here. That becomes a 7. And this becomes a 9 because it's a matching pair. If that is a 7, this becomes a 2. If that's a 2, this becomes a 5. And if that's a 5, this becomes a 2. See the value of matching pairs? And if that's a 9, this becomes a 3. Okay. And if that's a 2, this becomes a 7. And we're missing something in here. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a 5 that goes into there. And I believe we have solved a really harder puzzle using all the techniques that I've taught you so far. And we'd love to see you again. And don't ask me what I'm going to wear next time. Bye for now, and thank you for taking this course.